A happy Monday to all of you. Hope you had a great weekend. This is On the Block 93.7 The Ticket. The Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We want to hear from you. No Jake Bachman this week. Didn't have him all last week, so he's been down at the College World Series, which is starting to really ramp up. A couple teams have been eliminated. Auburn currently holds a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the eighth over the second-ranked Stanford Cardinal. Still the highest seed left in the tournament. Stanford trying to make a run here. One out, no one on in the bottom of the eighth. So it looks like their run might be coming to an end soon. So we're getting really down to the wire. Again, 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. As always, though, it might be me, but the Husker Hall of Famer, Eric Strickland, joining us. How you doing, man?
Well, I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
Not even jet lag. I have a newfound respect for actors and actresses. Like, so when I watch movies, I don't just watch movies for the content or for the, so to speak, the entertainment of the movie. I actually watch a movie. I start to dig in. I look at the backgrounds. I watch, who they're interacting with, who's watching, what car drove by. I look at all these little details when I watch a movie, and in some way or some form or fashion, sometimes I have a critique or I attempt to have a critique of, oh, that was kind of bad. Oh, they could have did, similar to what people do when they're sitting on the couch, talking about Tom Brady or talking about the receiver,
which I like to do a lot.
He could have ran a route better. Right. He should have squatted on that one, or that safety you got
should have made that tackle.
You know what I'm saying? We do that a lot, and to include myself. And it happens in basketball.
Well, you're a former athlete, though, so you should be able to do that.
But I shouldn't be doing that in that sphere, right? So I found, Nate, man, when it doesn't matter how much I studied them lines, how much I practiced and prepared. Listeners, if you haven't been, I happen to kind of be in it's not super high budget. It's not a short film. It's actually a movie, and eventually it'll probably be on Amazon or Tubi. And,
nice.
and I was a CEO of this specific company. My name is Jim, go figure. But I have a newfound respect for actors like never before. Now, I'll say it from this standpoint that I learned a lot. It was a great experience. It was awesome to see kind of the inner workings. I could only imagine what a super big budget movie would look like. I mean, even for me, I was enamored by just how this movie was even put together. But I kind of stuttered and stammered sometimes.
Were you nervous?
And there was an excited nervousness. It wasn't the atmosphere wasn't. I mean, you can be nervous in front of 17,000 with 4 seconds left in the game, and you're down one and shooting 2 free throws. Those are nerve-wracking. I've been in those, so it's not the stage of it that was nervous. It was outside of your element, outside of your comfort zone, outside of what you're familiar with type of nervousness. It would be no different than someone out here listening right now that may have been a teacher, and then you're called on to, in the same form, do some teaching, entertainment, in the same form to do teaching, except you're now teaching 500 people how to do a specific thing in a company, as opposed to teaching students. You know what I mean? You're comfortable in the classroom teaching 20, 30 students, but now you've got to be able to deliver a message to 500 people in the same scope of teaching, except you're just in a different arena. You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of the correlation I'm trying to
or maybe like someone having a conversation about sports with their buddies, but then you're thrown and you have to do it on the radio in front of hundreds and thousands of people. I see what you're saying.
So that's what I'm talking about. So what made me feel a little bit better about it all was, okay, I'm doing this. It's outside of my element. I may even look bad doing it, but try to put a Jamie Foxx or a Denzel Washington on the NBA court in a big stage. And say, go make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand now that, you know, why they're professionals at what they do. You understand that you just can't jump in their realm and just expect to be, you know, flowing like they flow, right? So one thing I also could be kind of excited about, man, was there was one, because it's not like a few lines. It's not like, hey, how are you doing today?
So you got like a serious role.
Yeah, it was dialogue between me and this specific person.
Did you just ad lib it at all, or
you can you have, but you have to ad lib within the flow or the context of. You can't just go to all, because they're waiting on a cue from you.
Right.
There's certain word cues from them that helps them to recall where they come with their next, because there's a lot of lines, right? So I'm doing all of that, bro. And it took 7 takes on one specific instance. And I'm like, you know, that the perfectionist part of you is like, you
just get it right.
And you can't just cut. Right. You can't, I'm learning you can't just cut and then start where you cut. You know what I mean? Sometimes they call you to go and run it back, you know? So that's the weirdest thing about it. And then it's multiple angles. It's in your face, in their face, it's wide, it's close. So you got to shoot like it literally from 1:30 to almost 3 scenes. I was wore out.
I bet you were.
Mentally.
Are you done shooting the film?
I'm done with my part.
Okay.
The film is still going, but my scenes were done this
They're all
weekend.
Shot.
I'm good for mine.
All right.
But that's how long it took. I didn't mean to get off on it, but it just
I'm very curious because I've never
rattling my brain.
No, I've seen like documentaries of Friends, which is probably the most I've seen, like the in-depth intricacies of stuff like that. But it's always blown my mind how they're able to put everything together. Like I'm interested to see how they piece it all together, because I didn't even think about that. You probably have 3-4 different angles for every scene.
Yeah.
And you have to make it sound the same.
Yeah. And then I'm 6'3", and what you don't know is like she's like short. So they have little things and ways to make her kind of elevate in different shots. You know, when they're not full bodied, you know, they kind of do little things to step on and stuff like it's really dope. I mean,
it's cool.
And then we shot the office scene in the office, and it was like, you ever been to that place like Below Zero or something like that, where you have to sit in the bar? I can't remember the name. You sit in a bar and you have to wear these big fur jackets and cold type jackets.
I have seen.
You've heard of it, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure one in Vegas.
Something below. Yeah, right. It was like that freezing in there, and she's in a dress, and she's like about to have hypothermia, and there's nothing you can do because you're in an office building, and the office building has all these equipments and computers, and they usually turn on the air full throttle in the middle.
Do they do that by design?
It's just the building. You know, it's kind of like the building.
So was it a set, or were you in an actual building?
We were in a building. So you
set
shoot
was
on
in the
location.
building?
The set was in this specific building on a certain floor. You know, that's where the offices were. That's where the boardroom was for this specific scene. So yeah, so they do site. You know, they go. It's so much to it, man, that I can't even get into.
How did you even get involved? Do you just know someone that asked?
Just happened to know the director and executive producer, and we were just talking and got to saying, you know, hey man, I there's a role that I have in this new movie. I think you would be great for it. Would you happen to read for it? I was like, yeah, I'll read.
Sure, why not? Sign me up.
Fun.
I'd say the same thing.
But I do got one other thing to say, man. Listen, I'm rooting for Auburn. You know, I told you I was born like
that's right. I remember you telling me about that.
So yeah, this is a
War Eagle.
This is a good look. War Eagle. This is a good look for me. I've always interested in that. How are you the Auburn Tigers, but then War Eagle is?
I don't understand that either.
I didn't get it.
And how is Alabama Roll Tide, but then they're an elephant?
Exactly.
Mascot, whatever that means.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't really understand too much.
Yeah,
That's
the crimson tide, but yet it's an elephant. I never really got that either. It's an oxymoron in Alabama, but anyway,
whatever. And aren't they only like 10 miles down the road or something?
No, Tuscaloosa is a nice little hump. It's more. So Auburn is kind of literally towards the eastern border. Okay. So it's about 45 minutes or so, depending on where you're going to Atlanta. So it's kind of teetering. Okay. Whereas Tuscaloosa is more towards the middle. It's not too far from Birmingham type of deal. It's not far south. It's kind of more in the middle, but
so they're pretty. What am I thinking of? I think I'm thinking of North Carolina and Duke. They're
that's
10
like a
miles apart.
triangle. Yeah. Well, yeah.
North
Chapel
Carolina
Hill,
does a lot of Tri-City
it's
stuff.
it's like a triangle area. NC State, they call it
Raleigh's
Tobacco
over
Road.
there.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
And I know
They could probably
Greensboro
bus.
and Winston-Salem is kind of the same. High Point, I think, is part of that other Tri-City, which is only like an hour away.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they don't just have bigger cities. I guess Charlotte is a pretty big city, so Charlotte's kind of on its own. Regardless, do you think you'll have a future in acting then? It sounds like you liked it.
I enjoyed it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's my sphere, but I would do it again. I wouldn't want to do it like what is it called? Like one of them big ones like Transformers or
that's a huge time commitment.
Oh,
is to think about something like that.
But think about it. I understand now why they get paid the big bucks, because I can only imagine. Think about doing an Avatar. Think about doing Avatar, right? Think about you having to get up at 3, 4 in the morning, get makeup, full body, all of that,
right.
Then go shoot all freaking day, multiple sets, green screens, all that, stunts. You got a nice trailer, but I can imagine just how mentally tired and disturbed you are.
Well, I mean, think about that, though, is that made so much money. If you were an actor in that movie, I would assume you're pretty set.
What about they need to come out with another one?
They are coming out with
what the freak is going on?
Avatar
it's been too long.
No,
between them and Top Gun, they waited too long.
It's interesting. Well, it's fascinating though, because Avatar, I remember, the big thing was the CGI and how revolutionary it was
for then. Think about now.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, but what I look at when I talk about revolutionary is the Lion King. I don't know if you saw the live action Lion King. I had a buddy.
You talking about in New York?
No, I'm talking about the actual. They remade the Lion King using CGI, and it actually looks like the lions are talking. One of my buddies thought it was real. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, but he was like, "Wow, how did they train these lions to talk?"
They thought it was Mr. Ed.
Come on, man!
Come on, bro, Mr. Ed.
We gotta use a little bit more common sense than that. No, I swear, no. Avatar 2 is coming out here pretty soon. I'm pretty sure they're done filming it actually. Avatar 2 release date confirmed December 2022. So yeah,
it's on the way.
6 months.
Oh, look at me.
They're probably already done. I would assume they probably start coming out with previews here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Maybe the next month or so. I have no idea. Thomas and Lincoln says James Bond. I don't know what he means by James Bond.
I mean, he's talking about the series. Like if you were, but look how many James Bonds they've had now. Is it 3?
I'm pretty sure
3 or 4.
I've only seen the first one, and it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I don't like seeing the remakes. I watched all the Rockies, and I guess Rocky was maybe an exception just because I love Sylvester Stallone. But after the first one, it kind of fell off. Rocky 4 was okay.
Yeah.
The Creed movies are good, and then they made too many Creeds.
I Must Break You. That was the one I liked.
Well, that one was
3, right? No, that was 2. No, 3 was good. That was with Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Yeah.
Mr. T. I pity the fool.
I love Mr. T in that. He played, I thought he said he just the look. He looked like he was authentic about that thing. Mr.
No,
T,
that one was good.
That was his.
And I'm pretty sure. Well, was the third one the one that? Sorry, no spoilers. I hope that you guys have seen at this point. Mr. T. That was the one where Apollo Creed dies. Or no, that was 4.
No, that was the one with the 4. Russian with the big Ivan Drago.
Yeah, that was 4.
Ivan Drago.
And then I'm pretty sure they came out with a 5th.
That was the one with what's his name? The Tommy Morrison.
Well, the one that was the 5th was the terrible one that they made in like 2006. They waited like 15 years or something, and I don't know what the hell that was about.
Yeah.
Thomas and Lincoln says 6 Bonds, nuns or remakes.
6 Bonds.
Oh, so he's saying he wants a new James Bond remake.
Oh, he wants a remake of the Bonds.
When was the last time here?
402-464-5685. He's out. He's got one out right now. I was watching it on the plane.
Was it the 6th one?
It's I want to say it was 6. Yeah, it's got to be. Because I think there was 4 with that one, and then there's got to be way more Bonds than that. You got to go back to the 70s with I can't remember the name of the actor, but the original James Bond. Was it Sean Connery Bond at one point too? I mean, we can just go on forever about that. But I'm sorry, I jumped off into movie talk.
No, it's not.
But that's what we do here on the block.
That's what we do. We're all over. The text line is trying to help us out. Well, I know Spider-Man, there was a ton. So as of 2021, there have been 25 films in the production series. The most recent Bond film, No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
Daniel Craig.
2021, right?
And that was, and it was his 5th portrayal of Bond. He's the 6th actor to play Bond in the Eon series. So that means that there's 20.
You got to go back into the 70s to
but
get
this
Bond.
one is this one's saying 1953 Casino Royale.
Ooh, they did a remake of that one. There's a recent one of a Casino Royale.
So are they all?
I like the one with the gold teeth dude, the big. Was that Andre the Giant?
I don't even know which ones I've seen. Like, I haven't seen that many of these. I went to the new Ohio Husker says I went to the new Jurassic Park this weekend. There was a preview of Avatar. Okay, so
wow.
So that means if you're going
so did I'm on the text line. Who was that?
Ohio Husker.
Ohio Husker. I gotta love you. But listen, Ohio Husker, man. Tell me, was it at IMAX? Did you watch it at IMAX? Was like IMAX? Anybody that watched Top Gun or Jurassic Park at IMAX? I think you got to see that.
You saw Top Gun, didn't you?
I saw it at the regular theater, bro. It was nice, but I can only imagine like when they rolled and they pulled back on the stick and it hit. You know when you see the F-18 Hornet, the F-18 Hornet, Super Hornet, where you see the cloud, formations around it, and when they pull back on the stick and it goes, I can only imagine how that sounded in IMAX.
Whatever happened to 3D movie theaters? Are those still a thing?
Man, they used to do those. Those used to be good scary movies.
You know what?
When
the
freaking spears come at
those
Friday the 13th.
No, I don't want to see that in 3D.
Yes,
I already don't like horror movies.
Come on, man.
No, I don't want to see it.
Freddy Krueger?
No, I don't want to see anything.
Come on,
in 3D.
bro.
No, I don't want to see anything. The last horror movie, and I don't even know if you consider it a horror movie, was Get Out. That was the last one I saw, and that was 2016. I don't watch horror movies. I hate them.
You gotta watch The Ring.
No.
Go watch The Ring.
No, I'd be scared. I don't know why people voluntarily.
I don't watch them either.
Themselves.
I'm over here pumping you up, gassing
I don't
you
want
up.
to. I don't want to watch anything like that.
I don't like, especially the ones that are very paranormal.
Well, that's why I don't like. I
don't like those
haunted
houses.
Want
nothing's coming into the crib through the TV.
That's why I don't like haunted houses either. People just come and touch you because there's one in Lincoln, or maybe it's just outside of Lincoln. They're like legally allowed to touch you. I don't want anyone touching me. Yeah, no, that's when you get an elbow to the head when you do something like that. I
don't know. My reaction modes are funny. I recently watched a TikTok, and I think these things are hilarious. People on TikTok got to be careful because these little pranks that they be doing, like Jalal's. Have you ever seen Jalal's?
No, but I saw the one guy messing with Mike Tyson.
Oh,
that's where
idiocy.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
But what Jalal's used to do, right? And I used to watch him, and they would do these ones where they dress up as in Arabic, right?
Okay.
And they would go into like stores, and they would like just drop bags and run out.
That's not cool.
They're not cool,
That's
bro.
not cool.
And they would just like, you'd be riding your bike, and they would just drop bags, and then they would have this thing that says, run.
Oh my gosh.
And then everybody
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, that ain't right.
People better stop playing around.
You gotta stop.
Somebody might end up pulling the gaddy gat.
No, that's what I'm saying. Especially today's day and age. I don't know if you want to be playing with someone like that.
Bro.
Jeremy says Rocky 5 and Balboa were awesome. Kelsey says number Rocky 5 came out in 1990, and it was Tommy Morrison who went by Tommy the Machine Gun in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Balboa came out in 2006. That's what I'm saying. Rocky Balboa, I didn't like that much.
Yeah.
Texter says, "What up, Strick? Are we getting you in a Bond movie? You could play James Bond."
No. I'll be Bond.
You can be James. Yeah, you don't want to be James
or
Bond.
M or one of them.
James
guys.
Bond. There's a lot of pressure if you're James Bond. Like, you gotta show
cool.
up.
You gotta be cool. You gotta be sexy. I'm not sexy.
I'm
kind of rough and rugged. I'm kind of grimy.
You could be the sidekick.
Yeah, I could be the sidekick.
There's nothing wrong with that. Pete and Seward says Casino Royale is the only Bond film to have been remade.
Yeah, I remember.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jory says if you see that IMAX, you're practically in an extra in the movie yourself because it looks like you're there
in that joint.
So if I'm seeing Top Gun, I have to see it in IMAX.
Yes.
That's what.
And I don't think they're showing it in IMAX no more because I think they switched over to Jurassic Park. You got to find it. I said the same thing.
Oh my! I
think they're not showing it in IMAX no more
because I haven't seen Top Gun yet, and I'd like to see it before it's out of theaters. Which again, it sounds like it's not. But whatever happened to 3D? Talk about the biggest sham that I've ever heard in my life. Because I remember my dad wanted to buy a 3D TV, and I told him I was like 12 at the time, and I for some reason I was like, I really don't think that's a good idea. Like these are not going to be thing. You had to buy the glasses too, and everything, and that lasted maybe like a year.
Yeah, it was very short.
That flamed out.
Sutter Heyman text line. I need your help. 402-464-5685. What was the biggest sham? We gotta take a break, but I'm really going to throw this out. Movie that was hyped up, propped up, lofted up, and it was the biggest sham of all time to you. I've got one in my head. I want to know what you say.
We're
going to come back right here after the block. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Join the app, join YouTube, log in, hit that like button, and hit that subscription button. We love you on the block. Come back with us right here after this. Peace.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cottle. Legion Baseball is underway after the conclusion of the Coach K tournament. Carpet Land defeated WBC 10-1. Razorbacks defeated Carpet Land 9-0. Bellevue West Post defeated Pierre Post, South Dakota 18-10. Bellevue Post also defeated Orano, Minnesota 10-8. Carpet Land defeated Edge, Wisconsin 8-0. And Sampson Construction tied with Lincoln Christian 4-4. In the Class A Girls All-Star Soccer match, the goals came early and often, ending with a 4-3 shootout win for the home team, and they won the shootout 5-4. The 4 All-Star matches played at Omaha Skutt raised about $15,000 for Special Olympics Nebraska. Millard Norris head boys basketball coach Tim Cannon is the 2022 Journal Star Boys Coach of the Year. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you with 4 Lincoln locations. Take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
The Lincoln forecast today, hot, humid, and breezy. We'll see high top out around 99. Tonight, we'll see a slight chance of showers and storms roll through the area, the low of around 77. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return, but it will be breezy again, the high of around 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Spring is here. Are you giving your yard the best chance at being healthy and green? Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn to get your sprinklers ready to go for the season if they haven't been working properly. They're also scheduling installs for new sprinkler systems if you don't have one. So make sure you contact them early to get a bid as soon as possible. Plus, they're your one place to go for 5-step fertilizer and pesticide application and lawn aeration. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric always makes safety a top priority for our home and office. In under just 1 hour, their team installed the state-of-the-art air scrubber system directly into our existing HVAC ductwork. This technology purifies the air and reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses, creating a safer breathing environment for my family. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wilmot is not a fan of Pearl Harbor. He says Pearl Harbor, biggest sham. Billed as an action flick and ended up being a love story. All right, well. Josh says Waterworld with Kevin Costner. I actually liked
Waterworld. I actually like
Waterworld. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
You want me? Where's Sip?
Should we ask Sip?
Bring Sip.
Well, no. What I'm most curious is I'll ask Sip. Sip, have you seen Top Gun?
No, I haven't. I didn't see the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I'd like to see it. No, there's some incredibly popular movies I've never seen.
Is that by design? Are you just one of those guys that doesn't like movies, or
picky? No, I'm picky food. I'm picky eater, and I'm picky movies.
Well, you know what?
Surprise me.
I all I've got to say is shut up, Sipple. Hey, but
careful now.
Hey, but no, no, Sip. Listen, I know what happened was we just started talking and having a wonderful conversation because I just got back last night. I had to, go out and shoot the scenes for the part of the movie that I was in, and we started delving off into movie conversation. But I threw it out to the Sutter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. I said, what was the biggest sham scam movie that it was propped up, hyped up,
bust,
geeked up, and you got in there and was just like, wow, wow, wow. It was like it just fell off the map.
Darko Milicic of movies.
So for me, the one that did it for me, Sip, was a movie by the name where they were in the woods and they acted like, gosh, what was the name of that movie? It was so bad I even forgot the name. Blair Witch Project. Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
The Blair Witch Project for me was I almost left out of there with a headache because it was like somebody holding the camera. It was bobbing and weaving all over the place. And it made you get hyped up and thought you was going to see something or who was going to be it was the biggest sham. It probably was made for $100 and made 100 million. That's how big of a sham because they pubbed it up so much. Yeah, that part.
If they made a bunch of money on it, then they did, then they got you.
Gotcha.
They made off well. I'm trying to think of a movie that I regard. Oh well, I mean, nobody's gonna like me saying this, but I don't mind. I've never quite understood all the appeal of the Rocky movies. I thought those were.
Come on.
He took it there.
No. Listen,
he took it there.
The fighting part, I just can't get over how unrealistic they are. So no, I've never got into it. Rocky 1 was fine. That was it. They just should have stopped it at Rocky 1. That's what I'll say about it.
Sip, you better be careful. Rocky is one of my favorite movies. It's a true underdog story. Looking for a little bit of motivation, you watch Rocky. So I don't know if I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
No,
Steven?
Rocky 1 was excellent. I'd say I got to amend that. It was good. It was good plus. Right. But everything after that was a waste of time, I thought. Sorry.
Don't like the added ones. That's all right. Steve Sipple on3.com, host of Early Break, joining us right now. So we can go ahead and get into some Nebraska football talk. Nick and I were talking earlier about bowl games. So we're assuming Nebraska's going to at least get to that point. And then the discussion came up against Kansas State. If you had to pick one matchup for Nebraska, obviously you'd probably want them in a New Year's Six Bowl. But let's say that doesn't happen. Is Kansas State the matchup that you want to see?
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of random. Who's the match? I mean, it just depends on what you're dealing with here. Are you dealing with a 9-win Nebraska or a 6-win Nebraska? So that changed. If I could pick an opponent that's realistic, is that what we're trying to do? Picking a CLA would be great.
Ooh.
So Frost versus Chip Kelly, his mentor. I think that would be interesting, and that seems fairly realistic, right? I mean, two programs that have struggled. UCLA kind of they actually played pretty well last season, got going a little bit in that program. I'd like to see that. Kansas State's not a bad one. I'm not saying that's a bad one. If you're thinking realistic, I'd go UCLA. I like those colors. They're somewhat, they have played each other a few times over the years. Like to see them back. Any Big 12 kind of traditional Big 12 team is pretty appealing to me. Like if you went Nebraska, Oklahoma State. Now Oklahoma State might be a little too good right now for that, but that would be all right.
There's a little fear. I sense a little fear in the voice against Oklahoma State, huh?
Well, I mean, they've just been ahead of Nebraska for some time now. Sounds strange to say.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is, but that's the case.
Down there in Stillwater? I mean, come on, somebody.
I'll tell you what now. I wouldn't be picky about this. I mean, I don't want to overthink this either. If Nebraska's in a bowl game, that's great. Opponent, pretty much anybody would be okay for me.
Just get there, huh, Sip?
Yeah, man. Kansas State is good. That would be alluring, and I guess you're talking about
it would be alluring.
Yeah.
It would be very intriguing. Just the storylines. Yeah,
it would be a good storyline. I like that. For some reason, I always like the idea of playing Florida State. I think that would be interesting because Florida State under Mike Norvell has struggled to get going. But again, when I think of Nebraska over the years, Tom got it going largely with the help of Florida State, at least partially with the help of Florida State, getting those wins back in the day. So that would be kind of cool too. And I have a lot of family down. I have family down in Tallahassee, so I'm always interested in that angle.
Well, let me ask you this then, Sip. I've had this argument for the past week or so. We've been talking about win totals, and if Trev Alberts has a number already in his head, what do you think it takes for Nebraska to be confident with Scott Frost and say we are absolutely going to be keeping him? He's our guy moving forward. Because I made the argument that even if you go 5-7, it depends on how the 5-7 looks. Maybe you get a win over Wisconsin, a win over Iowa. You sprinkle in a few good wins. You're close against Oklahoma. I think there's a discussion that maybe keep him, but everyone that I've talked to says the opposite and says if you don't make a bowl game, it doesn't matter how it looks, you're done.
Yeah, I would say you're a very kind soul. But no, 5-7 isn't going to do it. And I don't know that it should do it, Nate. I think most Nebraskans are reasonable, level-headed. Most Nebraska fans, when you get right down to it, are reasonable, level-headed folks. And I think most of them understand it's important and want Frost to succeed program. But they're not going to give in to 5-7 in the fifth year. When he's 15 and 29, I don't. You know what, Nate? I don't think Frost would. I'm not saying he wouldn't want to come back, but if Frost heard you say we'll bring him back at 5-7, he might even scoff at that a little bit. He's a hot competitor. No, I'm not on that. I think they got to win 7, and I think you're playing with fire at 7. That's if I were the head coach at Nebraska right now, I would tell my assistants. If they asked, hey coach, what do you think we have to do here? I'd say we better win at least 7. And I'd say no big purchases at 7. No, I mean I think we better win 8 to be safe. I'm not totally convinced of that sort of narrative that Trev Alberts is looking for reasons to keep him. I don't know about that. I don't know why people assume that. I'm definitely not assuming. I've seen enough at Nebraska to probably know better. So I'd win 8. If I were the head coach, I'd be in the mode of we better win 8 or 9 to be really safe, to keep everybody safe here.
Sip, I'm going to ask you this then. You obviously big Twitter following, a lot of your articles get responses too. I'm going to ask you to be the voice of the fan here for a second. What do you think it takes for the fan base to be confident in Scott Frost in the direction of this of the program?
8, 7, maybe. Depends what 7 looks like. I think 8. And again, I think that you got to understand that the dudes you're dealing with over there, Frost isn't interested in winning only 7 games. I mean, yeah, that might get him back, but I bet you he would be disappointed in that. And the other thing about it is, I'll tell you what, Nate, they got a better team than 5 wins over there right now.
I agree.
I really believe that. So if they got a better team than 5 wins, like I said, all last year, my whole theme was they should get to a bowl because they have that kind of talent. Now it gets a little tricky, the discussion, because they played pretty well, even going 3-9, but they didn't get to a bowl. They didn't maximize it all. I think a lot of us just judge coaches on how closely they came to maximizing their talent, whatever that team is. I just want to see them maximize. Now, if they maximize, that's 8 or 9. So that's what I'm hoping to see. I think they have the sort of talent and the sort of schedule that it shouldn't be too much to ask to get to 8.
Interesting text here on the text line for you, Sip. BJ says, if Nebraska is 4-0 after Oklahoma, extend Frost and don't worry about the rest of the year. Is there any point in time you see some type of extension being talked about this year?
Well, I'm glad to hear people say that. Anytime I hear support for Frost,
right,
it's heartening. I think that, again, I think it's him, and I always want to make this clear. I think it's important for the program that Frost succeeds. I do. That Frost and this staff get it going, and I understand that if they don't produce, you got to pull the plug. You just can't keep it going indefinitely. No, I wouldn't. I'd be careful with that. I mean, all due respect to the texter, I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's that right now in year 5. You can't do that. It has to be pretty stringent at this point in terms of your expectations for Scott and his program.
A little bit of a pushback against you too, Sip. Jory says you're not going to put up with Frost's close losses and unsuccessful seasons and then fire him when he makes a bowl berth. Let's get real.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Making a bowl berth 6 wins. I mean, I guess you are making a bowl, but what's that really mean? You still have the chance to go sub 500 at that point if you don't win the bowl game. So now I understand where he's coming from. Yeah. I think Trev made the right move in bringing him back, but I don't think it was that hard of a decision to bring him back, because if he would have fired him, 50% of the fan base would have been angry, and Trev didn't want that less than a year into his tenure. He couldn't. I don't think he could fire him. This place would have been 50%. Like I said, half the fan base. I think that's my opinion. But I think half the fan base would have been very upset.
Sip, I don't want to give away everything. Again, Steve Sipple on3.com, host of Early Break. Don't give away everything because we want people to head over to on3.com. But I see that you tweeted out plenty here from Sam Sledge regarding his official visit. You said that you remember his dad's playing days at Nebraska. Tell us a little bit more about what's going on with Sam Sledge.
Well, I mean, I think Grant Hansen actually wrote about Sam Sledge. They got him earmarked to play center. His dad was, I think Eric might be a little even too young to remember his dad, Bob. But Bob was a great guard. I mean, a great inside lineman for Nebraska in the 80s. mid to late 80s. And yeah, we'll see if Sam's anything like his dad was. He'll start for a couple years here. So we'll see what happens with Sam. This afternoon, I had a great conversation with both Sean Mathis and Stephon Wynn about how they're handling the assimilation into their roles. There's assimilation into the team. They're being very cautious about how they move into it. You know, they are older guys. O'Shawn's very proven, high profile player, but he's being very careful about how he sort of integrates himself into the team culture. So that's what I'm writing about for tomorrow. It's pretty interesting.
Before we let you go, Sip, Thomas in Lincoln says he might stay if he beats the 5 hardest teams in the schedule. He asked you, would he stay in that scenario?
Say again.
Would he stay if he beats the 5 hardest teams on the schedule?
First of all, I want to say I am heartened when I hear this. Like I like that people are at least people listening to your show today are throwing their support behind Scott. But no, if you beat the 5 hardest teams and go 5-7, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see him being back for another year.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It seems like kind of, for the most part, the general consensus is make a bowl game and we can go from there. Sip, if people want to get more great coverage from you, how can they do so?
On3.com, and then go to the Nebraska team site. It's really easy. Just go to @Husker, or what am I at now? What am I at? Steven _ yeah, @Steven_Sipple. You can find your way there, but I'd go to the On3.com and then go to the Nebraska team site. I mean, it's not. Listen, you'll find me, but there's a lot of good writers: Robin Washington, Abby Barmore, and Brian Munson. So yeah, there's a ton of coverage. I mean, I couldn't believe how much coverage there was over the weekend. I mean, they're pumping. Those guys are working. I barely can keep up right now.
Yeah, and you guys are basically giving it away for free. Sip, we appreciate you as always. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right, Sip. Sounds good. There he goes. Steven
Shut up,
Sipple on 3 Sports. Shut up, Sipple. Yeah, he's also the co-host of Early Break 6-8. You filled in last week.
I enjoyed my time on Early Break.
Fun?
I'm gonna come hang out with those guys now.
Yeah, you should.
Now that the big fella's back, the head man in charge.
That's right. He's running around here somewhere. He was gone the entire week last week.
Yeah, he's worse than Bach.
He is worse than Bach. Speaking of, Lord only knows what Bach's doing right now. He's got a whole nother week. He's got a few days after.
Jake Sorensen didn't, I don't know. Jake might have hit me out of the room with a 6-iron and put it.
Supposedly he's like a scratch golfer, is what everyone tells me.
So. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if I'm a little intimidated. I don't know if I want to get out there with him.
See, I don't know if I want to play against him.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Yeah. 402-464-5685. Shootout with Strick is next. Your chance to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings and have bragging rights over the 9-year NBA vet. And our trivia is actually about all-time NBA records. So Strick might have a slight advantage, but you'd have the bragging rights. $15 Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line next.
Stay off the Google.
Ticket.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Spring is here. Are you giving your yard the best chance at being healthy and green? Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn to get your sprinklers ready to go for the season if they haven't been working properly. They're also scheduling installs for new sprinkler systems if you don't have one. So make sure you contact them early to get a bid as soon as possible. Plus, they're your one place to go for 5-step fertilizer and pesticide application and lawn aeration. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear because I'm grilling up dinner. You get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
In today's day and age, people are trying to do more and more projects by themselves. That might be better on the wallet, but it can also lead to painful sounds like this. Ow! Poor guy, trying to do wiring all by himself. Let's have another listen. It's just not worth it. Don't hurt yourself or make things worse than they are already. For any of your electric needs, call Joe at Ambition Electric today at 402-217-3415 or go to ambitionelectric.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
402-464-5685. That's the Honda of Lincoln hotline. $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line. We'll face off against the Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland. And you get some bragging rights. Also, Strickland a little bit of a cold streak recently.
Hey,
I don't know if that's a good thing for the listener, or maybe he's out for blood.
There's a lot of other things occupying the Brainiac power.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like you'll probably be a little bit more focused
I think I'll
this
be
week.
a little bit better this week. I don't think I'll take the L's as bad.
I will tell you, yeah, last week you did have a little bit of a tough road because you were in a movie, which I don't know if anyone else can say that. I know I certainly can't say that. So maybe I'll give you a little bit of a break on that one. But we will head to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Jim, how do you feel about your all-time NBA leaders?
All-time NBA leader. Well, if it has anything to do with Boston, maybe.
Ooh, interesting. You'll be going up against
Eric's got to take it easy on me. I met Eric the other day at Mary Ellen's, and I last time I played, I got spanked pretty good by Box. I'm hoping it's different today.
Yeah, well, Strick did play for the Boston Celtics, so maybe he knows a thing or two about the Celtics trivia too. But Jim, as always, we need to get Strick's answers.
Jim is
first.
a gentleman. He's a gentleman and a scholar. It was so good to see.
That is true. It's always good to meet some of our listeners. But Jim, go ahead and stay on the line. We're going to make sure that we get Strick's stuff first to make sure that you know how many points you have to get. I will go ahead and get everything set up on the board. And Strick, are you ready?
Let's get it.
All right. In 3, 2, and 1. Who's the all-time points leader? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Karl Malone?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That is correct. Who is the all-time rebounds leader? Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain?
Bill Russell.
It's Wilt Chamberlain. Who is the all-time leader in games played? Vince Carter or Robert Parrish?
Vince Carter.
It's actually Robert Parrish. Who has the highest player efficiency of all time? Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Michael Jordan.
That is correct. And who has made the most three-pointers of all time?
Steph Curry.
Make sure to go ahead and let the buzzer. I don't know what it is. I love the buzzer.
3, 2, 1.
And there goes the buzzer. That is correct. It is Steph Curry. He passed him this season. He passed Ray Allen.
That's some bull jump, man. How did I not get freaking Wilt the still?
I will say, no, that's the one that I thought that you might get wrong. Who is the all-time leader in games played? Robert Parrish. That one's kind of tough, too.
That was a tough one because
those are the two that I thought.
The Chief was getting it in, and he was chiefing a lot.
No,
that was why. Yeah. Maybe he was ahead of the curve back then. You know, Chief knew a little something maybe we didn't know.
Did you play with Vince Carter ever?
Yeah. Vince was in my time. He came in after me, but he was still, he was in Toronto.
He was around for a while, too.
He was in Toronto and Jersey by the time I left.
I was a big fan of that Raptors team because they had T-Mac too. That team was awesome. When you had T-Mac and Vince Carter. Jim, Strick has gotten 4 points officially. Does that make you feel better or worse about your chances?
Feels a little bit better, so I'm hoping for the best.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Jim, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, we will start in 3, 2, and 1. Who is the all-time assists leader? Jason Kidd or John Stockton?
Stockton.
That is correct. Who is the all-time leader in blocks? Dikembe Mutombo or Hakeem Olajuwon?
Olajuwon.
That is correct. Who is the all-time leader in free throws made? Karl Malone or Moses Malone?
Karl Malone.
That is correct. He holds the record for most steals averaged per game. Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan?
10, 9, 8.
Magic Johnson.
It was actually Michael Jordan for the win. This former Laker has the most minutes in NBA history.
3, 2, 1.
Robert Parrish.
No.
So close, Jim. It was actually Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who also is the all-time leader in points. Yeah, that was going to be your hint on that.
Woo!
So, Jim, unfortunately, Strick is back on his winning ways, but
by the skin of my
chinny chin. But that does not mean that you have lost, Jim. Go ahead and hang up now because the third caller will get $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Strick, let me make sure that I go ahead and give these to you.
Boom, shakalaka.
That one's my favorite one right there. I'll give you the flawless victory too, and then I know that you love the
Give me the hell yeah. I said give me the hell yeah.
Congratulations, Strick. You're back on your winning ways.
Hey.
It was a rough go last week, so you needed that one.
Hey, listen, all I want to do is get on early break, and then they say, shut up, Strick.
Shut up, Strick. I mean, you could sub in for Sybil. Maybe you guys should go head to head, and the winner do like a playoff.
I missed one last time, man. It was crazy. They gave us a question, and one of the things that I have, and I tell Bach this all the time, I always have the first one in my mind, and it's right. But then something in my little
gotta go with your gut. No,
those little things that sit on your, remember the cartoons that had the little
like an
devil
angel and the devil. Yeah.
So the angel's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And then the devil dude on the other side is like, no, it's this one. And I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe you're right. It is that one. And I'll say that one and lose.
They have some kind of psychological study out there. Like when you're taking an exam, you should always take your first guess.
thought.
I don't know if there's actually truth to that, but I know I always went with B if I didn't know the answer. And some people say you should take C.
C, bro.
Nah, I always go with B. B is B for Brendan.
C, you're way clear.
No. You got to go with B. Here, let me go ahead and give you the tiebreaker because I think this is a pretty fun one. Shaquille O'Neal made 1 3-pointer in his NBA career. In his career, how many did he attempt?
10.
It was actually 22. And he only made 1 of them. What would be really interesting, I kind of wish that I would have done this now looking back, is how many free throws he attempted. Because the Hack-a-Shack, they would send him to the line
Just
all
on GP.
time. And I think Karl
They changed
Malone
the
has those
rule.
attempts. I know.
They made it so like at least in the last 2 minutes you can't.
Which is weird because then they did it to Dwight Howard. They did the Hack of Dwight. I know you don't like Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was nice, Strick. You got to put respect on Dwight Howard. He single-handedly led that Magic team to the finals.
I will say that he did do that.
The second best player was Hito Turkoglu.
I did. Yeah. Okay.
I'm telling you, Dwight Howard was nice. The Hack of Dwight. Speaking into existence. We got a whole nother hour. We're going to have some NFL talk right here on the block. Make sure you stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cottle. Legion Baseball is underway after the conclusion of the Coach K tournament. Carpet Land defeated WBC 10-1. Razorbacks defeated Carpet Land 9-0. Bellevue West Post defeated Pierre Post, South Dakota 18-10. Bellevue Post also defeated Orano, Minnesota 10-8. Carpet Land defeated Edge, Wisconsin 8-0. And Sampson Construction tied with Lincoln Christian 4-4. In the Class A Girls All-Star Soccer match, the goals came early and often, ending with a 4-3 shootout win for the home team, and they won the shootout 5-4. The 4 All-Star matches played at Omaha Skutt raised about $15,000 for Special Olympics Nebraska. Millard Norris head boys basketball coach Tim Cannon is the 2022 Journal Star Boys Coach of the Year. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff@brokersinsurancene.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast today, hot, humid, and breezy. We'll see high top out around 99. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of showers and storms roll through the area. The low of around 77. And tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies return, but it will be breezy again. The high of around 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket from ticketfm.com.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Bach. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
93.7 The Ticket veteran and Ortega connoisseur, Jake Bakoven.
I like Ortega and I like pepper.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Strick and Bach. Hold up.
Hey, yo! We back on the block right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Theticketfm.com is where you can find us 4 to 6 every day right here, Monday through Friday. And we're going to tap back in. Listen, we started off talking about movies. I mean, listen, I felt real good in that zone. I'm a movie buff. I'm like, if there's a movie out that's got any type of, any type of substance to it, depth to it, I'm all for it. But we're gonna get back into a little bit of NFL talk. There's a lot of stuff out there right now, man. There's a rumor mill that's just flowing through the atmosphere right now that I really want to get into, and it may be one that we can have a discussion about, but it's one that we've always talked about here, probably throughout all 93.7's lineup. We've probably had some form of discussion about this, but there's a possibility that the Deshaun Stevens situation can get really ugly really fast. There's been new additions to people. I mean, I'm not talking about the group new addition. I'm not talking about new songs. We're talking about new allegations that are popping up like crazy in the same vein. And now the NFL is kind of chiming in on it. I mean, it's taking it out of the hands of all parties. I mean, the lawsuits, I guess, are still going forward. These are still allegations, and it's alleged that, these things happen. It must still come forth and come out. But for whatever rhyme or reason, the NFL has did their homework, and they've dug into this situation, and they've come to a conclusion, man, and they're planning potentially to have significant, we don't know the time, we don't know how long, we don't know what it's going to persist of, but we do know that it is significant. They're talking significant suspension of Deshaun Watson. So I'm going to throw it to you, Nate, because this is a hard topic for me in so many ways. Because these things, it gets to a point where it becomes a consistent thing that you have to really consider it, where there's so many people involved. I mean, they're starting to look now even at the team. It's going to that depth. When you start looking at the Houston Texans and going beyond just the person and digging into the organization now, there's something to that. So I'm going to throw it to you. What do you expect? What are you hearing? Are you hearing anything else? What is the pundit saying? Because we're not there yet, but it's looking really ugly, really fast.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read this from the Washington Post. This is Mark Mask who wrote this article. I'll just read a small snippet of it. He says the league probably, quote, will seek a suspension of 1 full season for Watson.
Whole season.
A person on Watson's side of the case said on Friday. A person familiar with the league's view of the case cautioned to be, quote, careful about specifying a specific or precise length at this point for the suspension the NFL will seek. That person said also, quote, significant would be the proper term. So how I interpret significant is probably going to be the full season. And here's where it gets fascinating for me is the Texans are obviously involved in this now. The NFL is going to have to take some type of action, whether that be 4, 8, 16, whatever suspension it's going to be a significant amount of time, obviously. What's interesting to me is if you're the Cleveland Browns, and I've talked about this extensively, and what's a little bit baffling to me is you have Baker Mayfield, who not only led you to the playoffs, won you a playoff game, while you were the laughingstock of the NFL for a decade, maybe 2, and then with the snap of the fingers, you're going to take Deshaun Watson, who they knew about this. Listen, it's one thing if you didn't know about the allegations. This is all coming to you after you already signed the contract. You knew what you were getting yourself into, and you knew loud and clear that Baker Mayfield was not going to be happy with the outcome if you signed Deshaun Watson. And now if you're the Browns, you're back in this tricky spot like, this season, if you don't have Deshaun Watson, if you don't have Baker Mayfield, because it looks like Baker Mayfield's going to hold out. He's not going to play. I don't know if that's the right move for the trajectory of Baker Mayfield's career. I don't know if playing last year, which also is part of it, was good for his career. Obviously, he's had shoulder issues, and now he's looked at a little bit differently from other teams.
That should right there tell young players, if you're a young player, you're listening to the show, you happen to catch the show on YouTube or Twitch or Spotify, what Nate just said is something that you should really consider, to include myself. I mean, I had a story myself, but it's not about my story now. Do not, if you're injured,
teams don't care.
They don't care. Yes, they care of your success, and because as long as you're successful, they feel that they're successful. But if you're injured and you cannot be, they're not going to cover for you or make you feel good about it. Or say, oh, it's okay, pobrecito, you're going to be okay. No, they don't play until you're ready to be able to go 100%. Go ahead, Nate.
No, because that's a good point, Strick, because now you're looking at Baker Mayfield, who at one point was a hot commodity in the NFL. You have one bad season when you're injured. Now you possibly go an entire season without playing. What's the market for Baker Mayfield? A backup? A couple $1 million? I don't really know for the first overall pick. I really don't know what to expect out of that, but besides that,
do you put that in bust category if that does?
No, I wouldn't call it a bust because, like I said, for him to lead the Browns to the playoffs and win a playoff game alone is nothing short of spectacular. Because I'm about to pull up the Browns by season, their record.
Oh gosh!
Because I mean, it was
the brown bags. That's where is that where we got brown bags from?
I think so, because they would wear it. They would literally wear them during the season
with the tears on them, the little teardrops.
So it was, yeah. They, I'm pretty sure this is including playoffs. When you look at this, so 2020 they won 11 games, went to the playoffs. You have to go back to 2007, the last time that they won 10 games. In that span, they had a season in 2017. They didn't win a single game. 2016 they won once. The year before that in 2015 they won 3 games. So the Browns legitimately a laughing stock in the NFL. And now you've not only made your starting quarterback angry, you've completely isolated him from the team, but now you have this nonsense with Deshaun Watson where you guaranteed him over $150 million. It's like, if you're the Browns,
did you say guaranteed?
Guaranteed. I can look up his guaranteed contract and I'll let you speak here in a second because it's bad. But it's like, if you're the Browns, did no one think maybe this wasn't the best idea?
Does everybody get fired?
Someone has to be held accountable.
Somebody's got to fall on the sword.
And I don't know who it is. It's certainly not going to be Deshaun Watson because he's the one with the guaranteed money. Right. He doesn't give a damn at this point.
Yeah.
But it just blows my mind, and I'll let you speak.
So
on
he
it too.
misses a season,
I'm curious
comes back,
think,
gets traded, and gets the full guarantee.
That's why I'm curious. I mean, what do you think about this? The Browns. So, let's see. The 5-year. I'm gonna look on SpotTrack.com. That usually shows a pretty good breakdown. So, Deshaun Watson signed a 5-year, $230 million contract, including a $45 million signing bonus, and all $230 million of it guaranteed.
Ooh, all
$230 million of it guaranteed.
Oh, look. I almost fell out the chair. Oh.
And but now but
God.
you wonder why the Browns are always so bad is because you do stuff like this.
I might need to have a stiff one tonight.
$230 million?
Ooh, maybe tequila. I don't even really drink tequila like that.
You might have to drink tequila after this.
230. Oh, not. No, did you mean like the detergent?
Oh.
My goodness.
Completely guaranteed.
Ooh, Lord.
A texter says the Bears will take him right away. Jory says Baker is going to stay in shape and rest his injuries while watching Cleveland go 4-13. And why would you blame him? That's the thing is, I don't blame him at all.
Who do they get? Do you go get a Jimmy G? Do you go
don't have
get
the
a
money
back?
for Jimmy
That's
G
what
anymore.
I'm saying. Like, you're literally just you're done. Like, you're gonna have to try to draft and hope that the draft is stacked enough to be able. Damn, do you even have draft picks? I need to look that up. You're gonna have the only way you're gonna make this happen. Exactly. You're gonna have to draft 3rd and below and just hope. You gotta have to draft 5 and below and hope it's a Tom Brady type. And I'm not saying Tom Brady, but I'm saying
hard to come by.
Yes. Those are anomalies. Like, he's got to be so unathletic, just just real dumpy, and maybe Ben Roethlisberger in his looking like him in his final years, and then he's just freaking got he looks like Sebastian Janikowski.
Sebastian Janikowski.
Right?
He
looks like, but he looks like him, and he's got a freaking rocket arm, and he can make all the throws, and you're gonna have to get a line to surround. Like, I'm serious. Like, you've got to that's how it's gonna probably have to be for you. You're gonna have to find a guy in the 5th, 6th, 7th round that just everybody and their mama overlooked. But I just think that the drafting, I think the analytics, I think that the scouting, I think those things are just so intricate these days that
the Browns haven't done that well in years. That's the thing.
I'm saying that's the problem. Being that they're so bad at what they do, but on top of that, the analytics, no one's gonna let somebody even like Sebastian Janikowski, body-ish type, get by. If they're going to find him too, you know what I mean? So then you're going to either have to take a chance and get him in 3 to 4, you're going to have to pay him, and then he ends up being a bust. So then you even look even more stupid than you are unless he freaking wins. So your percentage of hitting is like the Orlando Magic was when they hit Anthony Hardaway, 1-point-something%.
Right.
You know?
Mississippi Mud Dog corrects me too. He says 2007 they went 10-6, missed the playoffs. Baker led them to the playoffs for the first time since 2002. This is the thing too that makes it so interesting is if you are the Cleveland Browns, in this sense I do understand, is that you do have a team that, despite Baker Mayfield, all of his flaws, you are able to make it to the playoffs. You are able to win a playoff game. Deshaun Watson, I think, gets you over the hump. What I don't understand is making it fully guaranteed.
Facts.
When you know that he has these issues.
Facts. There's no way I would have fully guaranteed.
Sense.
That makes no sense. They were on the good leaf. They were on the Snoop Dogg. They had to be in there on the Snoop Dogg.
I don't know who.
And it was a session where they were sitting in the poker room in the locker room of the general manager's quarters, and they were having a great game of 5-card stud. And everybody was on the Snoop Dogg, and you know what, man? Oh shoot,
someone was doing something.
I think we should just guarantee. Man, no, Deshaun Watson, he's the guy. No. Do we need to put any any types of anything in his contract that would help to kind of mitigate our issue?
Yeah. Nah,
man, go with it, bro. Just roll it. Come on, man. Something had to be going on that.
Someone needs to be held accountable. Let me ask you this, though. If you were to get Deshaun Watson, healthy, able to play for a full season. Do you even think that gets the Browns over the hump?
I still think
you still think you're short?
I still think there's no way you whole guarantee that contract. No. There's no way you do this. First of all, he doesn't want to be in Houston. Second of all, Houston really can't keep him because the city is right now up in a rage.
They decided to sit him last year.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you've got that leverage, and then you give away what you're giving away, and you could have got that deal with so much more less than what you gave. Even if you guaranteed $50 million.
All of it?
All of it, my boy.
John says, he makes a pretty good point. Calvin Ridley got suspended a full season for a $1,500 bet. Watson has sexually assaulted 24-plus women and gets rewarded with the largest guaranteed contract in NFL history. Watson's minimum should be out for one whole season. The thing is, if it starts to spiral more than it is right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they made it like a permanent ban, like a Josh Gordon situation.
Ooh.
Like it's a permanent ban. Get yourself together before we reinstate you, because I mean, this is the thing. You got to look
How
for
do you
the
get
NFL.
yourself together, though? Where do you go to sex addicts?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Like, what do you do?
There would
in that
have to be
situation?
some type of rule or something that he has to do in order to get reinstated. But this puts the NFL in a tough spot too, because if you say we're going to wait to see what the court decides, and then the court is harsh on him, then you're in a sticky spot of the NFL, because you said he was able to play. Like, the NFL is going to have to decide here soon what they're going to do, because we're going to have practice starting here in the next couple weeks. And you're telling me you're going to throw him out there? Like, the NFL is going to have to come down soon, and they're going to have to make, like they said, a strict suspension, or else this is just going to spiral even further. Because we got to look, when this first started, it was already bad enough. Like, this has spiraled to disastrous proportions for Deshaun Watson. And now the Houston Texans are involved. And whether you like it or not, if you're Cleveland, whoever was smoking whatever, now you're involved in this situation. So it's very fascinating too. And I think the interesting part about all of this is the Baker Mayfield of it all, because now if you're trading for Baker Mayfield, you know he wants out. If you're Cleveland, what kind of haul are you going to give for him? At one point in time, I could probably say I'd give you a second or third rounder for Baker Mayfield.
Right.
I don't know about now. If
Never.
I asked you right now, if you're a professional franchise, what do you give up for Baker Mayfield?
Stricky.
A 4?
Maybe.
A 5?
4 or 5, maybe a next year. I would backload it if I'm going to work up the scale. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm front loading because I don't know what I'm getting. I'm still not unsure about the injury situation. I play that down.
Right.
So I would backload it, meaning that if you wanted a 3, you're not getting a 3 this year. You get it maybe next year or the year after. I would go 4. I would do something like 4, 6, 3. And then you get it 3 years later.
And that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I
agree
would
with you,
do
though.
it. You know what I mean? I would backload it. There's no way.
I mean, the way the market is right now, I mean, we've seen better players go for a lot less, too. That's funny. Mississippi Mud Dog says they fully guaranteed it so Deshaun would waive his no-trade clause. Watson's agent just kicked the Browns' booty at the negotiation
Do you know
table.
what his name is?
VJ was
say?
telling about us. I can't remember. I can't remember what VJ said.
Mula something.
It's Mula something.
Something
Hey, let
Mula
me look it
gang.
up real
Mula
quick.
Gotti or something.
I don't know, but
He's
he
like-
is getting
he's
the
like the
moolah.
Mula
I don't know
with
how
Gotti.
he finessed that.
Oh, he finesse.
I mean,
he's
that is
finessed it.
unbelievable.
No, you know what he did? So
Mula Getta.
Mula Getta.
Mula
I knew I was
Getta.
close.
No, you were.
He walks in. Then you want me to tell you? Let's run down on the block the Stricky movie scene. You ready?
All right, I'm ready to hear it. I'm actually excited for this.
Mula Getta pulls up in his Bentley, and he walks up to the security guy.
He's definitely
He
got a family,
says,
so
"Yo,
that's right. He might have got
I'm
a
Damon.
Bugatti.
I'm Damon Mula Getta." You know what I'm saying? And I walk in. The security guy say, "Hey, yo, you know what? We're expecting you, Mr. Mula Getta. You go ahead and head straight to the locker room. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna tell you where it is. I don't even have to walk you. You just have carte blanche to walk the whole stadium." "Yes, sir. Thank you." He goes in.
You do what you want.
He walks into that room that we just talked about, the poker room. Everybody's in there. They have their poker faces on.
High roller
Everybody,
table.
the high roller table is, there's hundreds and thousands sitting on the table. People are taking L's. Mula Getta sits down and he says, "Yo, give me a hand." Boom, he deals the hand. Mula Getta says, "I want all the ducats, 30 million. I'm going all in, unseen. I'm not even looking at the cards. unseen, and he has a royal flush, and he basically off rip. Now the GM has a 4 of a kind. The Full House is the owner, and they all are like, yeah, I got this.
Oh yeah,
and
I'll go in.
Finessed them for the cashola. That's how it happened. and before that all happened, he walks in with the pound of the Kush, of the good, and he drops it on him before
because someone's smoking something.
They're smoking. They're smoking big time in there. So that's how that happened. You see it? Did you see that?
That was pretty good. We should make that like a short skit on YouTube or something. That actually probably do pretty well. I'll tell you that. Mulugeta. Again, someone needs to get. I wish he was my age. That man can do.
Boy,
he's working wonders. I tell you what.
I would have loved him to be my agent.
For real. Who was your agent when you were in the NBA?
His name was Raymond Brothers. He was he had some guys. It was like Jamal Tinsley. He had a lot of us.
Jamal Tinsley, nice.
Yeah, he got
former
Jamal
Pacer.
He got Jamal paid too.
Jamal Tinsley started for the Pacers there for a few years.
There's a little story behind that, but yeah,
Jamal Tinsley was pretty good for another time.
But that's the only reason I had to get rid of him and get another agent is because me trying to re-sign when Jamal's about to come up, that's a conflict of interest. So I had to end up going to get another.
So you were on the Pacers when Jamal Tinsley was there?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That would have been when Reggie was playing too. I guess that would have been towards the back end of his career, but he was still getting paid.
Yeah. Reggie was there. We used to have great time. We talk about the poker faces. Reggie would come with with his what's the fighter the
Jabs?
No. What's the fighter name? Mayweather.
Oh, okay.
Reggie would come with his bag, and Brad Miller, they would come with their bag, and they would
Brad Miller, there's a throw. That was a nice name drop there.
Poker.
We should get Reggie Miller on sometime if you could do that.
Man, I can't even. I don't know where Reggie's at. Reggie's really like an
he's
isolated
doing Wendy's
dude.
Commercials is what
He's an isolated dude. He really isolates himself. You might see him poke out. Like if I went to the NBA Summer League, I'd probably see him.
I follow him on Instagram. He does a lot of biking now.
Yeah.
He's big into biking.
Yeah. Like Armstrong type biking?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. On the block, we're out of here. We'll be right back for a commercial. 93.7 theticketfm.com. On the block, we'll be right back.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancene.com.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I got in a crash.
I'm okay. I was wearing my seatbelt.
People count on you to buckle up.
Click it or ticket. Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you have concerns about your drinking water, just call Bryant. If your water doesn't look right, smell right, or taste right, Bryant can help. If your water has high levels of iron, Bryant can help. If you're tired of foggy dishes and dingy clothes, Bryant can help. Whatever your home water needs are, Bryant is here with a solution to fit your needs. Be sure about your water. Just call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block for the second hour. Hey, listen, we normally would jump into hitting the hardwood right now, but we obviously understand that, hey, the Golden State Warriors ended up closing it out in 6 there in the NBA Finals. And, Steph Curry gets his 4th ring along with Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. I think probably tomorrow we'll jump into that to find out, does this in any form or fashion nullify the greatness of Kevin Durant or anything of that sort, or does it in any way elevate Steph Curry into the GOAT discussion? Hey, LeBron's finals L's is a little, he's got there more times. He's got there more times, but the times that Golden State's gotten there, his record is pretty close to being as good as anybody's in getting there. So I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it out. It's not something that, personally, I think it's something worth noting that, did Kevin Durant drop the ball? Did he fumble, or was he trying to create a legacy that he thought he could amass and ended up fumbolaya? And but anyway, that's not what we're going to get into today, because we're talking NFL. That's the thing about summer, Nate Dogg, is you can go anywhere. I mean, there's UFC cards that are going to be jumping off crazy. There's NFL talk. There's draft talk. About to come up.
NBA
Summer
draft
leagues.
on Thursday. Actually.
You know what I
We'll
mean? There's all kinds of stuff that we can jump into and delve into. I think tomorrow too, man. I hope y'all tune in 4 to 6 tomorrow. I don't know. We may do it first hour, we may do it second hour. It's whatever. When we're on the block, it jumps
all over
off.
the place.
However,
It's the way we like
jumps
it.
off.
Oh, yeah.
But there's something that's been piquing my interest, and it's the best individual seasons that didn't result in an MVP award. I really want to talk about that because I think there are a lot of individuals out there that had some hallmark type seasons where, they they should have been in the discussion, and it ends up being somebody else. And then we'll probably delve into, will there ever be a running back again that ever wins
Good question.
the MVP award?
Right.
That's that. Just with the past, the way that they're throwing their rock, because it seems like right now, the NFL running back used to be a very hot commodity, but it seems like right now that the wide receivers are getting the bag. They're getting dang near quarterback money right now. Like, that's something that we're going to discuss. We're not going to get into that now, but hey, tune in tomorrow. That's why Batman, same bat time, same bat channel. So let's talk about this. Let's go back. Bart Scott. No, you know what? We ain't gonna go there. We'll tap in if we got time for that, because I think this is more important. Tyreek Hill said on his podcast, he's launching a new podcast. I can't remember the name, but he's launching a new podcast. Tyreek Hill pulls a Stephen A. Smith, anybody that is controversial, throwing some stuff out there on the web. I can't even think right. There's so many of them, but he throws out there that Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. My question to you on the Sutter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685, to include Nate Dogg, is he capping, or is he, like, they say do it for the gram? Is he doing it for the podcast? What is he doing right now by even throwing that out into the wind? Is he trying to get Tua paid? I mean, help me to understand the lunacy. Maybe, I don't know, he could be right. The lunacy of that statement in itself. Help me. Sutter Heyman text line or Honda Lincoln hotline. Y'all help me too, because right now I'm befuddled. I'm bamboozled. I'm running amok in my mind with that comment.
It's interesting too, because Patrick Mahomes was certainly not expecting this. He says, I'm surprised a little, just because I feel like we love Tyreek here. We've always loved him. We still love him. I saw him at a Formula One in Miami and everything like that, but I'm sure it kind of had to do with trying to get his podcast, some stuff, and get it rolling. But definitely, I still love Tyreek. Listen, this is the thing. I think you're right there, Strick, that he's trying to get some type of excitement, leverage, whatever it may be, towards his podcast. But for you to go out and say something like this, like, you are going into the season, I guess Tyreek Hill probably doesn't care. He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. You're putting a target on your back, man. Like, you are putting a lot of faith into Tua, who has done nothing but show mediocrity since he's been in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a proven all-pro MVP in Patrick Mahomes that has a very fair argument for being the best quarterback in the NFL right now. And you're going to go out and say something like that? Like, that's a bold, bold claim.
So he's capping.
And I really, really don't know if that's a good idea to be saying something like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to give Tua confidence. It seems like Tua hasn't had too much confidence so far earlier on in his career. I don't know if maybe that's something to do with it, but from what I've seen, I'm not buying the Tua's any better than Patrick Mahomes in anything.
So when the cheetah is giving you that type of, I'm not talking about the cheetah that is chomping on Cheetos. I think he's chomping on Cheetos. I think that cheetah was chomping on Cheetos in a commercial. But I'm still at a loss as trying to figure that out. I think Tua has also been injured in some forms or fashion. Does that have anything to do with it? Sometimes people would throw things in the wind and the controversies of the airways in order to spark a little bit of, eyes. We had that happen very much with Kwame Brown. Like, Kwame Brown, I thought still he was just defending his legacy of who he was. And, there were times
had a
when
lot of
things
shade
was
being
thrown
thrown
out.
out,
Yeah, and so he was defending it. But the stuff he was saying, it was very real, authentic, and it just seems like there's a lot of people also that would throw stuff out on clickbait just because they
Which I
wanted
think
you,
is part of what this is.
I think that might have something to do with it, man. Just what is Tyreek gonna say today?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Jory says, not a chance. I hate the Chiefs, but Mahomes is far and away better than Tua. I find very few people to disagree with you on that. We're going to head to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. No producer today, so we're just going to let you know that you're live on the air. Who are we talking to?
Wayne.
Wayne, what's going on? What's on your mind, my man?
Right when Strick said that about what he said about Tua and help me, Mahomes, you're giving him exactly what he wanted. You're on the radio talking about it. Any press is the good press. So that's what I think it's all about. That's just a crazy statement.
Right.
Crazy statement.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for the call.
Put him on that team, and he's not going to do any better than he is. He is with the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're giving him exactly what he wants to talk about it. I wouldn't even talk about it. That's so ignorant.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Thanks for the call, Wayne. And
that's why
he's got a point because we are talking
right.
about it.
He's right, but that's what I figured it to be, and I wanted to just, I wanted to know if y'all saw it the way I saw it. So, I think it's cap. Personally, I don't agree with it, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. And am I looking at this wrong? I really like to try to step outside of myself sometimes and look at another perspective, or maybe I'm looking at it with blinders on, similar to a horse that's got those like blinders on when they're running in their lanes. Sometimes I get in my lane and I'll be like, I feel this way about it, and that's the way I feel about it. But I really wanted to know if that was cap, and it sounds, Wayne just basically said Strick he was capping, and you making it even, and I get that, but unfortunately, that's the crazy thing about radio, TV, and all of that is
it's a storyline. It's one of those things. If you're going to put that much faith into it, it's something to talk about. But I think part of it too might be a little bit of spite towards the Kansas City Chiefs, because you got to look at the Chiefs. They weren't willing to pay Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins certainly were. The Dolphins didn't worry about their quarterback situation as much. Obviously they were focusing on their coaching situation, getting rid of Brian Flores and getting Mike McDaniel, which certainly I don't know if that was the best decision, but it's what you do, and you're putting your faith in Tua, which again, we'll see how that works out for him. We're going to head back to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Again, no producers, so we're going to let you know that you are currently live on the air. Who are we talking to?
Who's joining us on the Honda Lincoln hotline?
All right, I guess
somebody was
I don't know.
was fumbling. Somebody was
pocket
fumbling.
dialing. Someone had something to say, but that's always interesting when we go to. But yeah, Jory says too. Good luck, Tyreek, when the ball is underthrown all year. That's the thing too. Is Tyreek Hill is a deep threat, and it's not only about accuracy. You can get him the ball all you want, which is kind of what we saw with the 49ers and Deebo Samuel. Jimmy G, not the greatest passer, but you find a way to get someone like Deebo Samuel the ball under any circumstance. You can do slants. You can have him coming out of the backfield. A lot of screen passes, but. Tyreek Hill's bread and butter is the deep pass, Patrick Mahomes. How's that going to look at Miami?
But that's what
I don't know.
So what you're saying, and as I listened to him on the podcast, that's what he's saying he wants, that same smoke similar to Deebo Samuels.
Okay.
That's what he believes Tua is. He believes, and look, I'm in no form or fashion taking the side of that cap. I'm just stating I want you to hear another perspective of how he may be viewing it. He's basically saying and understanding that, and this could be a topic of discussion to really consider if you look at the analytics and go deeper. Tua in that 10 to 20 yard range is very accurate. That is something that you can actually say for true.
Right.
He's not very good deep. He doesn't have that arm strength to go that deep, but he's in that mid-range. He is very accurate. That is a true statement. So what he's saying is Tariq says he basically wants to get the ball to be able to do what he did in that playoff game where he catches it short and has room. And that's where he wants the accuracy. Right. That's where he's saying he wants the accuracy to be able to move and do like Deebo Samuels does. He wants that in his life.
And the thing, too, is it'll be really interesting to see. I wouldn't say Tyreek Hill is a product of the system, but when you have Travis Kelce on your team and then another deep threat in McCole Hardman, Patrick Mahomes is your quarterback, one of the best in the NFL, it makes your job just a little bit easier when you have weapons like that, too, on the offense. So it'll be interesting to see
what's going to be interesting. What's going to be interesting is to watch if Kelce season falters.
Right.
Not that he falters, but that his numbers go down. Because when you've got those guys, Hardman and Tariq, to stretch the
deep
field,
threat,
a lot of things open up underneath. And you got a solid running game. Your solid running game as well opens up over above the linebackers a little bit. So there's a lot of room for a good tight end like Kelce to be able to navigate.
It'll be interesting, too, to see, which is a big part of it that not a lot of people have talked about, is you kind of went 2-for-1 with Tyreek Hill. You got rid of Tyreek Hill, added Marquez Valdes-Scantling from the Packers, and then Juju from the Steelers. So Patrick Mahomes still has weapons. Yeah. You don't have a Tyreek Hill, but you still have weapons, and you're obviously retaining Travis Kelce. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire can kind of play that Swiss Army knife role in the backfield. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take one more break. We'll come back, finish up things here on the block. We'll finalize the segment. We don't know where we'll go because we're just roaming on the block. We're having a party. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I'm E. Strick, Nate Dogg. We'll be right back after this.
Work, laundry, dishes. I was exhausted. I needed a vacation, but finding a way to pay for it, not so easy. Then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. It was so easy. I earned cash for the study and booked that vacation. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at healthresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cottle. Legion Baseball is underway after the conclusion of the Coach K tournament. Carpet Land defeated WBC 10-1. Razorbacks defeated Carpet Land 9-0. Bellevue West Post defeated Pierre Post, South Dakota 18-10. Bellevue Post also defeated Orano, Minnesota 10-8. Carpet Land defeated Edge, Wisconsin 8-0. And Sampson Construction tied with Lincoln Christian 4-4. In the Class A Girls All-Star Soccer match, the goals came early and often, ending with a 4-3 shootout win for the home team, and they won the shootout 5-4. The 4 All-Star matches played at Omaha Skutt raised about $15,000 for Special Olympics Nebraska. Millard Norris head boys basketball coach Tim Cannon is the 2022 Journal Star Boys Coach of the Year. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
If you have concerns about your drinking water, just call Bryant. If your water doesn't look right, smell right, or taste right, Bryant can help. If your water has high levels of iron, Bryant can help. If you're tired of foggy dishes and dingy clothes, Bryant can help. Whatever your home water needs are, Bryant is here with a solution to fit your needs. Be sure about your water. Just call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment. Solutions for every field.
2-1 count, and that's a deep drive into the gap. Smith rounding first base. It's a stand-up double. Hey, Nick, speaking of doubles, did you know Wings and Rings has 2 ways to enjoy their next-level food? Rico, we're in the middle of a game. The game can wait, Nick. One way is to stop by one of their Lincoln locations. They have 2 great locations at O Street, Meridian Park, and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. You said 2 ways. What's the other way? You can order online at wingsandrings.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I got in a crash. I'm okay. I was wearing my seatbelt.
People count on you to buckle up.
Click it or ticket. Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I present the fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
As Strick always says, the block is hot. Pretty good show today. We're wrapping it up now. 402-464-5685. That's the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Starter Heyman text line. We want to hear from you. Listen, On the Block, 93.7 The Ticket. Jason says, guys, I love the show, but where is Bach? Bach is currently in Omaha. He is working for the College World Series. So we didn't have Bach last week. It was me filling in. I'll be filling in for the rest of this week. Thursday, it'll be Nick. Friday, I believe it's Rico. I've got some birthday plans. I'm turning the big 2-4 on Thursday. So I thought it's probably best that I don't come in the day after my birthday. That's for sure. The day of my birthday, I think I might be hitting a pedal pub. Have you ever done one of those pedal pubs before?
No, I have not.
They look pretty cool. I'm
looking forward to Thirsty Thursday. I don't care.
That's the thing. I should have just said I'll come in for the Thirsty Thursday segment, get a little bit of pregame going on, have Kevin Meyer help me out, but that's all good. So I'll be out Thursday and Friday, but no matter what, we'll be giving you On the Block every single day from 4 to 6. 4 to 6, excuse me. Have some trending storylines. I am getting old. 24 years old. Now I'm going to be in my mid-20s. That's what I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. So. I'm in my mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
Yeah.
See, I would say
I'm only 28. I'm 28.
You are far more athletic.
I'm 28. I turned 29 November 25th.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. That's the thing. I'd believe it.
Yeah, I jumped into a time warp.
I believe it. That would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty nice. When you were 24, who were you playing for?
Dallas.
All right. Well, shows the difference between you and I right there. That's a little bit of a difference. But Gonna get some trending storylines here. The first one I want to read to you, Strick. I want to know your thoughts. USC, they're unretiring Carson Palmer's number 3 jersey for Jordan Addison. I didn't know that you could do that, but that's what they're doing supposedly.
Interesting.
So I guess part of the deal getting Jordan Addison, you pay him $3 million, and you want number 3, you get number 3.
And what else? Is there another 3 houses, 3 cars?
No idea.
Oh,
so 3 something. I'm assuming comes with that. I mean, with NIL today too. Who even knows? Also, West Virginia, they're releasing new uniforms for their Backyard Brawl, which is their game against Pittsburgh. Are you a fan of, I guess, alternate jerseys for specific games?
East Ricky, I think it's dope.
Did you guys have
we had black.
So did you have alternate uniforms then, or were they not really so much?
Yeah, we had the red, we had the white, and then we had black. Whenever we played black, when we had black shoes too, so it was pretty cool.
Jim says, "Hey,
I don't understand them not wearing the shoes of the school. Like I've seen people wearing the color of the school. I've seen people wearing green shoes, and the color of the school is red and white. It's like, why you got green shoes on? But that's either anyway. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jim says, "Hey, Strick, this is Jim from Shootout Today. I thought after I gave a wrong answer for the win, we were tied. I did not think about it until after I hung up. Can we do one question? You had 3 points, Jim.
Yeah,
you had 3 points. And
I hit the
year one.
I hit.
So he had the
tiebreaker that gave me 2 points. I mean, not the tiebreaker, the money ball.
Yeah, the money ball. So he had 4, and then you only had 3. But luckily, Jim, we play Shootout with Strick every single day. So $15 Buffalo Wings and Rings. So you might
so if you would have hit the money ball, you would actually be.
Yeah, that's what I said. For the win, it was the money ball, and I believe it was Kareem.
It was Kareem, and he said something about Celtics or something.
Yeah, he said Robert Parrish, and I said it was the Lakers. But luckily, though, Jim, again, we play Shootout with Strick every single day. So if you want to play again tomorrow, all you got to do is call, because every single day Strick plays for the people. I tell you what, though, it gets dangerous when Strick gets on one of his hot streaks. You better watch out. Watch. Then you had the I'm gonna have to ask Bach where the one button is, the one that you like when you're the
finish him.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Oh yeah,
no, that one was pretty good. I don't even remember what all that entails, but
finish him.
That was pretty good. Any last thoughts on this Monday, Strick? What do you got planned for the rest of the day?
For the rest of the day, I'm gonna go see WWE down there at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Oh
yeah,
WWE.
I'm gonna go down there and get entertained.
Who's wrestling?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? I don't know who else is wrestling.
I don't know. I'm just going.
And you said it's a PBA?
PBA.
Do you still get tickets?
I got tickets.
All right. I don't know if you can still get tickets, but that's something worth it. I was never a WWE guy, so maybe I'll have to check it out, get some of the recap.
I might have a brewer too.
No, that I can get behind. So
Kevin Meyer style.
That's right. That will do us for today for On the Block. You can check us out tomorrow. For myself, the Husker Hall of Famer is On the Block. Ticket weeknights next.
MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Maxtastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 20